5:30, Aventura police investigating a deadly hit and run that happened over the weekend. The victim, a decorated veteran. Police say joggers actually found the victim's body off to the side of the road in the bushes hours after the crash. And detectives also found pieces of the car that hit him, helping them track down that vehicle. And now we're also hearing from the victim's family. Local 10 News reporter Janice Fernandez has the latest on the investigation.
Well, the suspected driver in this case is currently cooperating with investigators, but so far no arrests have been made. 69-year-old Richard Flaherty was a decorated Vietnam veteran, and his family tells us they're shocked someone left him for dead. Richard Flaherty's family will always remember him as a war hero. In this photo, he is seen with several medals. He was awarded the Silver Star and Bronze Star medals after serving 2 tours in Vietnam. At just 4 feet 10 inches, his brother says he had to fight for his place in the Army. But he was never the same after returning from war and had been homeless for more than a decade.
Tommy had demons that would come back, from the war and the activities he was involved in.
A pair of joggers spotted his body in the bushes off Northeast 199th Street and 29th Place at around 7 a.m. Saturday, although police believe he was hit hours before his body was discovered.
I was angry that he was in the crosswalk and to get hit and be at the scene. Who knows if something could have been done.
Many who work nearby where the accident took place say Flaherty would frequent the area and mostly kept to himself.
He's a very quiet guy, kept to himself, didn't bother nobody. A gentleman, real gentleman.
Car parts left at the scene helped police figure out the make and model of the car. Police say they've located that car and are currently analyzing it. The suspected driver is also cooperating.
There's nothing worse than to leave somebody to die on the side of the road like this. It's horrible.
And police say this is still an ongoing investigation, and they're asking witnesses to continue to step forward with information. Reporting live in Aventura, Janice Fernandez, Local 10 News.
Police find a critical clue hours after an elderly man is killed in a hit and run. The crash happened near the Aventura Mall early this morning. NBC6 reporter Angela Pellerano has the details on the deadly accident, all new tonight.
It was 3:30 in the morning when police say the man was on this crosswalk attempting to cross the street when he was struck by a hit-and-run driver. Later, joggers found him lying on the medium in those bushes. The joggers who found him called police.
I feel horrible.
Randy Arthur remembers the 70-year-old man from the Aventura Express bus.
He was on the bus every day. He had a Band-Aid on his head. That's how we remember him. We weren't personable.
3 years ago, at this same intersection of Northeast 29th Place and 199th Street, an elderly woman was struck and killed by a Miami-Dade County bus driver, an area flooded with residents most of the time.
It's imperative that anyone that saw anything, please come forward, because there were no witnesses to this crash that we know of. There was evidence left on scene of a vehicle that did strike him, a vehicle or a sport utility vehicle.
And that vehicle was found this afternoon. The investigation continues. In Aventura, Angela Pellerano, NBC6 South Florida.
This afternoon, a decorated Vietnam veteran killed after a hit and run. This all happened Sunday in Aventura. Local 10 News reporter Janice Fernandez is joining us with the details on this one. Janice?
Well, the victim in this case, a 70-year-old decorated Vietnam veteran. He was awarded the Silver Star and also several Bronze Stars for his service. Police telling us that the suspected driver in this hit and run is cooperating with investigators, although at this time, no arrests have been made. Personal items and debris scattered across the street where a Vietnam veteran was hit by a car. The driver never stopped to help.
There's nothing worse than to leave somebody to die on the side of the road like this. It's horrible.
People who work nearby where the accident took place say they knew the victim and are shocked by what happened. They say 70-year-old Richard Flaherty would frequent the area and mostly kept to himself.
Just a very quiet guy, kept to himself, didn't bother nobody. A gentleman, real gentleman.
A pair of joggers spotted his body in the bushes off Northeast 199th Street and 29th Place at around 7 a.m. Saturday, although police believe he was hit hours before his body was discovered.
Pieces of the vehicle on scene that are very consistent with a hit-and-run car crash.
Those pieces help police figure out the make and model of the car. Police say they've located that car and are currently analyzing it. Now, actually, a few minutes before coming on air, I spoke over the phone with the victim's brother. He tells us that he was a very nice man, always willing to help others, but unfortunately had fallen through some hard times and was homeless. The family did lose contact with him over the years, but of course, they are devastated by this loss. Police also say that the investigation is ongoing, and they are still asking for witnesses to step forward. Reporting live in Aventura, Janice Fernandez, Local 10 News.
That is landing a woman in some legal trouble. Cell phone video rolling as she spewed an angry and hateful message.
But what's even more shocking, she was once an employee of the Miami-Dade Police Department. 7's Robin Simmons has the controversial confrontation.
Move your car, you stupid Jew! Officials say what you hear in this video is bad enough, but take a look at the jacket she's wearing. It says Miami-Dade Homicide. Move it! Move it! Oh my God. Move it! The video recorded last month outside a Boca Raton restaurant. The woman has been identified as Leslie Sokolov. She is a retired civilian employee of the Miami-Dade Police Department. And according to the arrest record filed by Boca Raton police, she's Jewish. The woman appeared to be upset with an SUV driver stopped in the street. Just because you're Jewish and a Democrat doesn't give you a right to stay there. Sokolov arrested. The arresting officer reported the female had slurred speech and could not maintain her balance without holding on to her vehicle. Sokolov's breathalyzer test almost twice the legal limit. Miami-Dade Police Director Freddie Ramirez tweeting this about the video. I deeply value the strong relationship that has been developed with our Jewish community. I assure you that the behavior captured on the video circulating on social media is not what the men and women of the NDPD represent. Move your car! Move it! Sokolov is the same woman behind a deadly hit and run from May of 2015. She hit and killed 70-year-old Richard James Flaherty. He was a homeless Vietnam veteran. It happened along Northeast 199th Street in Aventura. Sokolov eventually turned herself in to police. A witness says she couldn't believe the driver just took off.
They didn't even stay, and that's the worst part about it. That's somebody's family. You know, that's terrible. It's bad.
Charges were never filed in that case. Back to that most recent case in Boca Raton. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department has charged Sokolov with DUI and disorderly intoxication. In Aventura, Robin Simmons, Today in Florida.